All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. If she be down the ride, oh, I bet that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. There's so much that happened to... Oh, I gotta go through the spiel. Hold on. Is everybody good? Wait, no. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Are you cool, clean, crisp? Are you irie? Let's talk. Well, Jay ain't irie right now. Jay ain't irie. I'm a little confused. I don't know what's going on around these parts. So Jay got it. Yeah. So it's sippy time. Yo, so much happened today. And today is Monday. So much in the news. They had the march, and I think the march down in Washington was symbolic. Hopefully people come to the table. I got to speak to a few people, and we'll do some videos about that in a little bit. Somebody sent me some decent information that I'll do about the EEOs, and we'll do a video about that in a little bit. But this more so is what just basically happened today. I got to work. I observed my surroundings. I noticed that my scanner was different. I think they had the background. We have an update nationwide to our scanners. And when you pick the scanner up, it had the whole basically Google stuff on the front of it. It was a little weird for me. I know I spoke about security and people being watched and monitored, and I think they're just updating the whole system. I wouldn't be surprised if they could tap in and listen to you. I know that if I'm in the office, I can send a message to anybody's scanner nationwide. All I need is your serial number. So that's how that works, and it can monitor everything, just so you're aware of that. That's nothing new, but it was a little odd to see the back screen and how that popped up. Okay, so that was the first thing. I went to look for my trailer today. We're going to get into, a couple different things. I went to look for my trailer today, and I noticed as I pulled around, I saw basically a PVO vehicle, a postal vehicle operator's vehicle, and my lot, which was, hey, why is it there? We don't have PVOs at my plant. And ironically, my people in Pennsylvania sent me a picture of a whole lot full of them at his place. And I'm like, yo, but don't you got a bunch of, truck drivers? He was like, yeah, man, I don't know what they're here for. They're just there. The new vehicles are just there. These are the same vehicles that are out there in the pilot program in Oklahoma. And, I hit my guy up, and, my guy, I love you. My man's got out there. He was a truck driver like us. And then he became a acting supervisor here where I was at. Then he got out there and he became a supervisor of transportation. Now they're offering him for the manager of distribution over there. No, manager of transportation over there. And that was within, less than a year. So I appreciate that, he actually is a manager of something that he's in. So a really good guy. I had an interview with him once, and he knows who he is. I love you, bro. Do your thug dizzle. I'm just confused why that truck was at my place. So I know that I mentioned that they're changing my place from a, PNDC to a LDC, which is a local distribution center. And, everybody's still confused on what's going on and the changes. And this is why I do my videos, is because, if we're all isolated in little pieces, nobody knows how this puzzle goes together. But when I bring a community from west to east and east to north and north to south, and enough people speak, it makes sense. I don't know what the hell the PVO vehicle was doing at my place, and we don't have them here in my state. So it's no coincidence that it just showed up. It's here for a reason. Odd. Next thing, plant manager comes in today and tells Tour 2 and Tour 3 to come together, and she tells them, no phones in her building. No phones in her building. told one of the ladies, hey, no phone, don't you plug your phone into, you're using my electricity. So I respect the plant manager a lot. I love her style, but I don't like when somebody says my building, get off my clock. I work for the government. That's unacceptable. Nonetheless, why can't they have phones in the building? Well, there was a little more to the story. Somebody tripping right now. Y'all bugging out. No phones at a plant? All the going on nationwide, people need their phones. I think that the abuse that the workers have been, they over abused it. It's one thing to keep your phone in your pocket, and listen to your music, because that's what I do. I walk around with my music playing and I could hear everything. I take my headset off. I can hear what's going on. I want to know what's going on in my surroundings. We're not allowed to carry weapons at the job. So I need to know if I need to jump into BMC or something. Serious. This is not a ramble. This is what happened today, fellas and ladies. Okay, so, and again, I guess, she got wind that people were, watching movies on the phone and they're missing things and they're not doing their jobs correctly, basically abusing the privilege that they got. If it's one thing to have your phone, it's one thing to, on your lunch to watch a video, you TikTok, whatever. But, when they take advantage of it, now it becomes an issue. And it's one thing where one of the ladies was telling me, she was like, you know what? If they see somebody doing it, then they need to discipline the individual instead of the whole plant being, disciplined for that. And I don't know if there's some type of stipulation where you can't target one person, but if you make it a rule all the way around, then they have to abide by it. I don't know. I agree that people should not be watching videos when you're working with those big machines, because not even a year ago, somebody lost their arm in one of those machines. And somebody, man, people getting very careless. It's very rare that you see the people today that can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Am I losing people right now? I hope not. So last but not least, let's talk about what happened with the rural carriers. Rural carriers, they were fed up. They tired of the bullshit. And, yesterday I did a live and I said something about, strike and unions and something else. And people said, that's part of the thing in 1970. I'm aware of that. It's just a conversation piece. Nobody's really going to strike, or at least so I thought. Well, union said we can't strike, but rural carriers said otherwise. Rural carriers decided today in Texas, Monday, out in Texas, that they had enough. They were fed up. This is the best part of the video, and I didn't get all the details yet, but they decided they were going to walk out. Difference between strike and walking out. They all turned in some 3971s and said they got sick, annual leave, and walked out. Now, again, somebody can get the details behind this. I just got a little bit from one of the managers and I was like, damn, that's crazy. They just picked up and just walked out. And technically, there's nothing management can do about it so long as they get a doctor's note. That's one way, it's not a strike. They decide, I'm sick today, and bounced all of them. Unity. Hey, I don't know if everybody did that nationwide for the rural carriers, you might get some change, but I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out. Please keep me posted if everybody knows about that part of today. Hey, do what you do. But here's the thing. So DeJoy, being a logistics man, just so you know a little backstory to the dude, he started a company with 4 people, $1 billion transportation company with 4 people, went through all type of bullshit with Congress, getting on his ass. And I think he's calculated. I think we playing checkers while this man playing chess. So I think he's prepared for this. What do we call the people that don't, they're not the career or not in the union, scabs or whatever? They're people starving for money right now. So you might got some RCAs that are going to be working extra. The ones that ain't working a lot, they may be working extra. I think he's planning for this. I think, talking to the lady that's only making 8 hours, I think he's planning for this. the people that are getting pushed out to retire. He's planning, I think he's playing chess while we over here playing checkers. I could be wrong, but I may be right. I spoke to my cop friend today, and he told me a lot of things that were very intriguing. One of the main things he told me, this is a lot went on today, let me tell you. One of the main things he told me was there would be a benefit if the union actually went to the table and said to management, listen, we have a problem. The problem isn't necessarily a shortage of workers. It's just that the workers call out, because that's truth. That is truth. The workers bang out all the time. There are some places that are short, but a majority of it is the call out. How about you give some incentive to the people on a yearly basis that actually don't use the sick days? Something, give them back in the sick days that they don't use, because we're allotted sick days when your career, sick days they don't use. Give it to them at the end of the year. You know how many people would stop calling out? They do that for the police union. They give them like $2 or $3 grand at the end of the year for the ones that don't use excessive leave. That is something to bring to the table. I tell you what, and that might eliminate or, at least alleviate some of the stress of the bang outs, the bang, bang, bangs. And then you'd have less, disgruntled employees that are taking on more work. And then the environment wouldn't be as toxic. We can't do nothing about the managers yet. I think DeJoy got that in his back pocket too, dealing with the toxic managers, because the managers making way too much money being toxic. And the supervisors are safe. Managers might not be. But again, this was a ramble. Yo, your thoughts and your opinions down below. This is JH. Had to add on to it, baby. We out.